One of the most frightening experiences, being smashed into by a lorry on the motorway, can often be deadly. Now, the family in this footage were lucky enough to come out unscathed, but road safety campaigners and a group of MPs, including Kent's Tracey Crouch, say that this could become even more common and more deadly on these new smart motorways. Now, behind me here on the M20, you can see builders hard at work getting rid of the hard shoulder to make way for a fourth live running lane, which, once it's open, will then see refuse areas at 1 mile intervals along this stretch of road. However, MPs and those whose job it is to look after us if we break down on a smart motorway say removing this hard shoulder is incredibly dangerous. Elliot Nash is a recovery driver from Tunbridge Wells and says that he now tries to avoid any jobs on smart motorways because of how dangerous they are.
You wonder whether you're going to make it off of there alive, really. You know, you take your life in your hands every time you go out to a breakdown on the motorways. From a personal point of view, I look and see where the job is, and if it's somewhere where it's like too dangerous because there's only myself, then I don't go. I pass it on to someone else.
Highways England, though, insists that the smart motorways are safe, and they say that they're going to continue to make design changes, including introducing systems that detect stationary vehicles. So, with highways battling it out to make our journeys smoother and deal with an increased demand, but MPs calling for a rethink, it's hoped a balance can be struck to make everyone safer. Harry Pete for KMTV.
I'm delighted to say that Sam Cockerill from Chatham, who's leading the campaign for safer roadside rescue and recovery, joins me now in the studio. Thanks ever so much for coming in. Tell us a little bit about your story and how you've come to join the campaign.
So in September 2017, my partner was a recovery driver and he was out recovering a vehicle on the M25 where he was hit by a lorry and killed instantly in the hard shoulder.
And is this something, obviously, that wasn't on a smart motorway at the time when that happened, but what can this tell you about how dangerous smart motorways might be?
Well, there's going to be nowhere for the recovery drivers to pick up vehicles that have broken down, and also people that break down, there's nowhere for them to go when they break down, so it's obviously a safety issue.
And what's the response been like from people you've been speaking to through this campaign?
I think a lot of people don't realise how dangerous the roads are, just like I didn't, and it's going down well. People are getting on board with what we're doing, and sort of it's going down well.
And in Kent, we've got, for instance, the M20 is going to be becoming a smart motorway. There's lots of work going on there at the moment, and some people are saying it's quite a positive thing because it means that speed can be regulated. What's your counter-argument to that, I suppose?
Well, it frightens me because it is dangerous. As I said, when people break down, there's nowhere for them to go. So it is very frightening for me.
And tell us a little bit about what the campaign is doing at the moment.
So it's the campaign for safer roadside rescue and recovery, and we're trying to get red lights on the recovery vehicles so that they're more visible when they're on the road, as well as more data, lane closures when there's recovery going on. So, yeah.
And we heard in the piece just a second ago from road recovery workers who say they're worried every time they go out. Is this something that you're hearing from other people as well?
I've heard so much since Steve died about what's happened, and ultimately people want to go home to their families, and it frightens me that that's not going to happen. And I don't want another family to go through what we've been through. So.
And what would you say to people who say that smart motorways are the way forward for all roads?
I think people should be going out on the roads and doing what recovery drivers do. I think that would then make them realise that it is very dangerous.
Well, Samantha, thank you very much for joining us and for telling us about your story.
Thank you for having us.